Hello Sunbeams, and welcome to SunshineRealms. My name is Sunshine. Let's get into this collective, timeless reading to see where the energies are. There's a lot of planetary action going on. Let's start off with tarot. Yeah, I'm using the Phantom Wise tarot deck. Let's start off with that. Thank you, Spirit, just for allowing us to be here. If you're here sharing this space with me, I appreciate you. Let's see if we have any messages or insights. Four of Cups. And in this Four of Cups, there's three around her. There's one right there at the top in that tree. She's not even looking at it. She's only concerned about the ones that are in front of her and not really looking at that one that is being handed to her, more than likely from the divine. So if you are in a space of feeling as if you're full or at capacity, and you just can't take any more, or you can't foresee taking any more, you've reached your limit per se. If you've reached your limit in any way, then I would suggest you take a moment and reflect on why you feel that way, or why you feel you can't take on anymore in whatever arena you are in. You might be emotionally at your capacity, and I know how this feels. It could feel as if you feel you are the only one going through this. You pushed yourself to the limit. You went hard on something, and you might have moved too quickly and found yourself in a period of loss right now. You might have went a little bit too hard on something and, pushed the envelope. And so now you're having to recover or sit down and reflect for a little bit. You push something overboard. I'm getting overboard. Or maybe you feel overwhelmed because something or a lot of things are coming at you too. It's like you can't see that hand of the divine handing you something else. Actually, let's find out what that something else is. Let's find out what that fourth cup is. Are we in a period of overflowing? Do we feel overwhelmed? Or is it something that we just didn't expect? What is that fourth cup, Spirit? Well. Two of Cups. There's a connection. There's a connection that's overwhelming you. You might have pushed the envelope a little bit too far, and something got away from you. But you definitely are dwelling on the three cups that are on the ground. Of course, you're not going to see the blessing in that from Spirit. You're not going to see the blessing of the connection. You're going to miss the opportunity to really take a look at the value of what was in that cup. So if you're not paying attention to that, Spirit is asking you to pay attention to what's in that cup. The value of it. Because it's pretty valuable. The Two of Cups is like equality, duality. Maybe it was meant to push you, or meant to allow you to recognize that emotionally you're not full, because the divine is there. So it's like, don't look at all remorse as loss. There's always an opportunity to take a deeper look at what the value of it is. There's always a lesson in loss. Taking it now also means that you get to learn. And yeah, you might have moved a little bit too quickly with the Knight of Swords. But what are you taking away from that? Let's find out how that Two of Cups has impacted you, which put you in a position where you feel like it's been poured out or it's too much. Five of Wands. Yeah, this is inner conflict, an internal discrepancy, especially with this duality that's here, the duality that the Two of Cups represents. It's like great balance or joy or reciprocity. It's partnership that is aligned, and maybe you weren't willing to see that, or you weren't willing to take a look at where you were. So you sort of pushed something away. You might have pushed something away because you didn't see it as valuable. I think the collective is like overwhelmed with emotion and not really ready to deal with it right now. That's what it feels like. It's like, oh my God, because the Four of Cups in other decks means that you're over it. You know, you've reached a point where you're just like, I can't take it anymore. And it's like, okay, you were in that energy before, but you're also not looking at what Spirit is presenting to you by carrying these frustrations and these limitations within you. So if you push the envelope on something, it's because more than likely you were already in an energy of acting on that. So let's find out. Let's not speculate. Just ask. What's the Knight of Swords about? Is it emotional? Is it tangible? Yeah. It's like you're fighting passions from going overboard. Ooh wee. Five of Cups. You lost that. You went from the 5, from the 2 and the 4 to the 5. So you completely lost control. You completely lost control with your reality, or you have lost control of your reality. There's no way you're going to see that cup from the divine if you are pushing your life into an area without reining it in. There's two aspects that's indicated here. Either someone is pushing the envelope and drinking too much. They might have not listened to the divine and had a little bit too much to drink, and it might have been driving. Need I say driving and drinking? So be careful with that. You know, don't fight what Spirit is telling you to do, whatever that represents for you. But most of the collective, this could just be being in Pisces energy right now and having emotions that are overwhelming to you, and you're wanting to get them out, but Spirit is saying deal with them, temper them, work with them, and don't fight them. It's like you're having a battle within yourself in terms of losing control of something. Let's find out what the Five of Cups is here for. Yeah. Trouble doesn't last always, though. Remind yourself, trouble is temporary. Get into a space where you can feel comforted by taking action. Four of Pentacles. Yeah, you lost control. You lost control. You lost your grip on something. Your grip on reality, your grip on a direction of a partnership, or you just lost control of your emotions in something. You went really quickly and you lost really quickly. So The Four of Pentacles is like resistance. It's like you didn't want to let it go, so you just held on to it and you still lost it because you're in grief right now. The 3 cups that were once filled and the divine was handing you a new one coming from the divine. A gift that came out in last week's reading. So you might want to check the reading before this one about Spirit giving something specifically to you. You see that cup isn't there for no reason, and you lost control of it. You took it for granted. Oh, because in the 5 of Cups, the cups are spilled. You see those 2 cups back there, which is this 2 of Cups? Yeah, you lost control of the 2 cups because in this 5 of Cups, there's 2 cups right there sitting on the shelf that you're not even paying attention to. That's the 2 of Cups that's indicated here that you lost control of, or you lost your hands. Man, so let's come full circle with it because this is someone's timeline. This is someone's timeline from last week's collective timeless reading. You might want to check that out, where Spirit, the divine, was giving you something very significant specifically for you to carry it, and it appears as if you lost your grip. Let's find out. There's a lot of loss on this table. Hierophant. Told you. The Hierophant is Spirit. The Hierophant is the priest. The Hierophant is the divine. The Hierophant is the Almighty. This grip that you had, this trust of something that was divine, because it's not going to be coming from the divine if it were not for you to carry, but you lost it. Wow. The connection that you had with that 2 cups is not there anymore. The connection is not there anymore. That is what you lost track of. That is what you lost. Or someone in the collective has lost track of reality, and they're in a little bit of, might I say, crisis right now in their life in terms of pushing the envelope with the, and we'll leave it at that. That's for someone. No judgment zone. We're all in this together. We've all been in this energy before, and if you haven't, help a friend, reach out to someone who might need some help, or speak up for yourself and say, hey, I have a problem. So there's always solace. Even if you're dealing with something emotional that you think is overwhelming, there's always solace. Spirit always has an answer. You have to tap into that. Let's get an Untamed Spirit Animal Oracle. This is very important that you reconnect with the divine. Reconnect to your spirit so that you can get something back on track. Moth, change, and dreams. You see that? Metamorphosis. This is Spirit's indication to you that you can turn this around. If you're willing to change in order to come to a place in your life where you can be honest with yourself and you can hold yourself accountable, and you can also say to yourself, there is something that I need to do in order to make this better. And Spirit is saying you can. If you give yourself some forgiveness and some compassion and some love, it'll automatically come back to you the same way that you gave it to yourself. Hedgehog. inner world and curiosity. Your curiosity might have gotten the best of you, and your world is not the same anymore. It's like, ooh, I heard now the light is on. Something has turned the light on for you, and you can't go back to the way it used to be. Spirit and perception. Wow. Something has turned the light on for you. Something has enlightened you. Something has given you insight. And you cannot see the world that you live in right now the same. Because sometimes spirit will knock you off your feet just to show you where to start again. Because that cup is right there waiting for you. And at the end of the day, even in loss, there's still an opportunity to see beauty and purpose. You're not meant to come out the same. You're meant to come out on the other side a brand new person. Whatever that means for you, let's find out. Let's find out. Ace of Cups. Told you. Bigger and better than ever. You see that divine handing you that cup? You might have fumbled something and lost it. I heard it. That shit lit you up. And now you can't unsee it. This was meant to shake you up, almost as if it shook you into a new world. This is like a elevation, an ascension. And ascensions don't feel good. Ascensions come after, again, falling down. That little trip that happened landed you in a spot so that you could get back up, upright, so that you weren't looking at your losses. You're looking at the opportunities that are in front of you. And once you dust yourself off, baby, clean as a whistle. Won't he do it though? I can't make it up. Ace of Pentacles. Won't he do it though? Better than ever. But unless you trip and fall and lose and get knocked off kilter, you're not going to get back up. Not instantly. Spirit is saying, it was meant to be. What else do we have? I told you, it's always better when you fall like that and you hit rock bottom, or you hit a point in your life where it's like, oh, that hurt. What are you taking with you? How are you better? Let's find out. Eight of Pentacles. I got work to do. You got a job, baby. You got a job. Spirit laid it on you so that you could take responsibility for it. Take accountability for it. Do whatever you got to do to make it better than it was before. That's the whole purpose of you having something in your hands, then realizing you lost it, and then you got to pick yourself back up, forgive yourself, get into a space where you can clean yourself up, and then when you step outside, it's like you lighter than ever. Yeah, of course, because that's the whole purpose of being in this life cycle. Let's see what's at the bottom. Two of Pentacles. That's what happens when Spirit knocks you down so that you can transform, so you can switch gears. This came out last week. with the temperance, alchemizing water and fire, passion and emotions. This knocked you out. This situation knocked you out. And it was meant to. That's how big it is. The Ace of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles is not going to be here if it's lightweight. We're not talking something small. You don't have a cup handed to you from the divine that's steeped in the Two of Cups, a divine connection, duality, and something that represents two sides, two equal sides. You're not going to have the Hierophant stepping in to say, you know what? You're not ready. Get ready. Get ready. That part. Let's see how you can get ready. I'm excited for you. The collective is like, yeah. Go ahead and dust your shoulders off. I mean, it feels like someone who realizes, you know, it happens. Be more compassionate towards yourself. Offer yourself some forgiveness, and you'll be able to look on the bright side. That's a song by Amos Lee. 10 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, and the Sun. I can't make it up. With the 6 of Wands. Yeah, look on the bright side. You lost it, but it's going to come back tenfold. The Sun came out last week too. It was too heavy. You couldn't carry it. The divine gave you something you could not carry, honey. The collective, I understand. I have been here before. Lost track of it. It's like, I'm trying to carry it. I'm trying. Oh, I lost it. And so now it's like, get back up. Get back up. Stronger, bolder, more determined, more accountable, more loving, more giving than ever before. Don't run at it like this, like a teenager. Spirit is asking you to stand up. Stand up and be in an energy where you are taking responsibility for how big it is. You are taking responsibility for, you know, why it's here. I get it. So if you lost track of something, or you lost your grip on something, get back up. Keep going. With the moth here and the hedgehog, with the seal, it's life-changing, but it's something that you can appreciate. Ooh. Let's find out what it is, because I am so curious. Insights, Spirit, let's help the collective out just a little bit. Thank you. 7 of Wands on the bottom with the 8 of Wands and the 8 of Swords. Ooh wee. With this 8 here, with the 8 of Pentacles, you know what happened? You missed your mark. You didn't see it for what it was. You didn't see it as divine. You didn't see it as that cup. You didn't see it as that big Ace of Cups and that Ace of Pentacles. You didn't see it the way that it was presented to you the first time. It's like, you must have thought it was fool's gold. But now, you have a greater understanding. Let's get into that. Fool's gold. Man, you realize now you were carrying gold. The sun is here. That's how big it is. Wow. You looking right at it now. The King of Wands came out with the sun. That's how big it is. It's so big it requires you to take the lead. It's so big, it's a king. It's so big, it's as if it's looking at itself. King of Wands with the sun is like looking at the sun, looking at itself, looking at the weight and the fire and the passion. Ooh wee, honey. This was too strong for you. But it's okay. Because you know what? You know how to act now. Act accordingly. Because just because you lost the capacity to carry it before doesn't mean you can't step up and carry it now. I love that. I love a good redemption story. Redeem yourself. Yeah. When you dust yourself off and you go back after your target, whatever that is, make sure you do it from a loving space, because Spirit is not going to give it to you again unless you're moving in a direction that is authentic and intentional. And on top of that, you have to recognize it for what it is. If you're not ready to carry it, just tell Spirit, I'm not ready to carry it. And you'll get something better than that. That's the only thing I can tell you. Because if you're not ready, you have to be honest with yourself. Otherwise, you'll be pursuing something that is going to be dropped anyway. Because again, if it's too heavy for you to carry it, you won't be able to connect with it anyway. You won't even see it. Your back will be turned to it. You'll be in a space where you're just mourning. So Spirit is saying, get back on track. The world is yours. If that's what you need, or if that's what you want, or if you need to get your situation back on track, or if you need to get your routines back on track, whatever it is, it's quite possible, but you have to place a value on it in order for you to come into that energy. So from experience, it's possible. Spend some time with yourself and be willing to hit rock bottom so that you can see the light and the truth that is within you. We're all in this together. I know that that is like so cliche, but trust me, we're all pursuing something that required us to hit rock bottom. So if you like the content and this is your story and this is your timeline and this reading came across your feed and this is what you need to hear right now, go ahead and hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for sharing space with me. Thank you for allowing me to read your energy. Have a great day.